survivor. So
that's pretty sweet, though.
yeah.
Yeah, like I caught that cherry way too late, and I didn't even try to save it though, and I cut everything back too. Like, I wasn't watering. I think I started to become a little bit more conscious of water. I blamed it on my neighbor. I thought because it was suckering into his yard, so I thought he used something like some, sucker
Roundup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sucker stopper or Roundup or something.
Yeah.
And I thought he was the one who did it in.
Man,
but that's fair, it's fair. If it's grown up in his side, it's his property.
Yeah. Well, and so graft failure, that's something that a lot of people have fruit trees, right? Or even just simply grafted trees. And it never was on my radar to think that a graft could literally fail to where the plumbing does not work in one direction like it's supposed to go in both directions.
So what would you do? Like, is there anything, if that's the diagnosis, you're trying these things and you've come to realize that it is graft failure, what do you do? So
graft failure is like, is the last level of, like there's no hope for graft failure. How's that? I could put that in different terms, but there is zero hope for graft failure. And at that point, then you can start to flip through the catalogs like they used to do in the olden days.
Yeah,
and start looking for your new
next one.
your next variety. Yeah, with the new and improved.
Is there a way that you could cut it and graft another one on there, or is that not realistic?
So you could. It's possible to take a chunk of cambium, right, and cut it out between the two grafts. And I'm thinking about the size of a Band-Aid. Okay, it's like an inch by maybe 3 inches of bark wood, and cutting that cambium out along the graft, top and bottom portion of the graft, if you can see it, and then take a chunk of graft from another area of the tree and or wisteria, and just patch that in there, wrap it up really good with some wax tape. Mm-hmm. And just
that's your only
cross
shot.
Cross your damn fingers. There's just like that is your only shot. Yeah, for a graft, and just hope that plumbing and the cambium quickly molds itself or welds itself together. And I know it. I mean, man, they do skin grafts on people and humans, and you do a lot of grafting on plants and things, bud grafting and whatnot. And so it's completely possible, but usually under that stressful situation, I don't know how well the cells can morph. Those plant cells can morph like they can if they're healthy and young and ready to rock and roll,
Yeah, it's like a transplant for an old person.
Oh, yeah.
It's like...
Yeah. I mean, I'm old, so that totally works, man. Yeah.
Under duress, like you've been sickly or whatever, so your energy is depleted, and then you try to get what you need to survive, and it's a very low percentage.
Yeah. It would be interesting, and I would love to do that. I've actually looked at the base of that wisteria already, and I literally cannot see any obvious grafting point. And so I kind of am leaning that it might be a graft failure, only because it's so furrowed and just ratty down there, super messy. Like there's no clear visual line of anything, and so I just think it has completely fractured itself. But anyway, I'll keep you guys posted, and I'll let you know.
Well, 20 years though on a wisteria, that's pretty good, I would imagine.
They Japanese wisteria, easy can live up to 50 years.
Okay,
no problem. But
that's in its environment.
Exactly.
So to get one
we're in Utah.
to halfway in like this very arid area. That's some pretty happening horticulture action going on.
Yeah.
Because we had some at Marinda, and
Yep.
it was 10 years.
10 years there. The ones at Red Butte were nice and big and thick and fat and old. And I didn't see any failure on those, but I haven't been there in 10 years, so who knows what.
But yeah, all the ones at Marinda were chlorotic and not flowering, and they stopped growing, and you were trying to like chelate them.
Oh,
and
dude.
do
Well, you
everything
saw what we
can.
were doing. We were like running the rototiller right next to
we
their
were screwing
friggin'
over
roots.
their roots, and we planted them in a flower bed, so every
challenges, man.
twice a year they're getting their roots ripped up. But
yeah, they're tough. They're super tough vines. They're awesome. They're unique. They're a lot of work, but worth it.
Yeah, they are beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck, Brad.
Right on, buddy.
We'll catch you next time.
Okay, later.
All right, podlings. How is that? So there we go. Rapid decline. I want to thank Brad for coming out and doing this podcast with me. I want to thank you, listeners, for listening and playing and answering questions and doing all that stuff. Wait, I'm answering questions. You're asking questions. It's awesome. So I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. Please subscribe. Send us a little note of whatever we can work on better or what you like. You can contact us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group specifically people who listen to the podcast. I also have a business page. We got all sorts of stuff. You can find me on Facebook too, Blaine Nilsson. Yeah. And then Brad, he has an Instagram page. So he sometimes shares his flower pictures that he is working on in the greenhouse and shows what he gets to do for a living. And that's fun. So you can find us on those. Maybe send us some success stories if you got those too. I mean, just whatever. We're all about it. So that's it. Thank you. And remember, plant on, Babylon.